Happy Monday, everybody. I am meteorologist Brock Allen here in the NCSU Weather Center, and the big story for the last week has been Hurricane Matthew. So I thought we'd take a few minutes today and just look at Matthew's origins and where it's been. So as we take a look, Matthew started as a tropical wave way out here over the Cape Verde Islands, which I unfortunately don't have labeled on this map, but as it moved across the Atlantic Ocean and got into the Caribbean Sea, advisories were issued on a 60-mile-an-hour tropical storm, which we now know as Matthew. And as Matthew moved through the Caribbean, it intensified into a hurricane, and by the time it got here, a major hurricane, and this slightly different pink color you see in here is where Matthew reached Category 5 hurricane status with winds of 160 miles an hour, making it the first Category 5 storm since 2007. It then weakened to a Category 4 storm, where it started to take a more northward turn and made landfall in both Haiti and Cuba. Now, this was especially bad for Haiti, where there have been over 800 deaths, and was the first major hurricane to make landfall in Haiti since the 60s. And after it made landfall with Cuba, due to land interaction, weakened to a Category 3 storm, and then moved up towards Florida and re-intensified into a Category 4 storm again, and then weakened as it moved along the coast. Now you see here that Matthew was only a Category 1 hurricane as it impacted North Carolina, but the big story with Matthew for us wasn't the wind necessarily, but the rain. Here in Raleigh, we had anywhere between about 5 inches to 8 inches. As you move farther to the west, you see that they didn't have near as much rain as we did here in the eastern part of the state, with Davidson County getting about 2 inches of rain. But as we look even farther to the east, we see that areas in the Cumberland area had anywhere between about 14.5 inches of rain and 13 inches of rain. So they've been very saturated here lately, especially with what came through last week. But the good news is that Matthew has become a post-tropical cyclone and is no longer affecting the state of North Carolina. But you also see this tropical storm out here, Nicole. Now, you may have not heard about Nicole, as it formed as Matthew was down here as a very strong hurricane. Nicole briefly reached Category 2 status with max winds of 100 miles an hour. Now, Nicole is forecasted to move up over Bermuda and then go out over the North Atlantic. Due to the cold front, as we can see here on today's surface map, see that cold front right over here with the remnants of Matthew interacting with the front. We also see a high-pressure system centered over the Great Lakes today, which is providing us with a north wind that's going to help keep us cooler as we move through today. So as we take a look at our class-by-class forecast, around 9 o'clock in the morning, we're looking at 53 degrees, and as we move to the noontime hour, 63. 66 is our high about 3 o'clock this afternoon, and as we look towards tonight, mostly clear and cool with a low of around 44 degrees, winds 5 to 7 miles an hour out of the north. And as we look towards tomorrow, that high pressure is moving off to the east, it's starting to move off to the east, so wind's still going to be out of the north, but not getting quite that same amount of flow coming in for the colder air, but staying about the same for tomorrow, sunny and cool with a high of around 68 degrees. Winds aren't really going to change much, north out of around 5 to 7 miles an hour. And as we look towards the week ahead, Wednesday and Thursday are going to be in the low to mid-70s as we warm up just a touch, and then as we move into our Friday, another cold front's going to be moving through. But as you can see, the whole week is going to be clear, for the most part, clear and sunny, so it should help us dry out from that hurricane. So from everybody here in the NCSU Weather Center, I hope you have a great week. I am meteorologist Brock Allen.